Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to another Lord of the Rings live stream. Today we are continuing on in our progression series, starting the Two Towers storyline. So we've moved out of the Fellowship of the Ring directly into the Two Towers, in the first scenario here being the Uruk-hai. So, exciting stuff. Love Lord of the Rings. Ready to dive into it. One of the main changes for this box, what's up Wikipedia, how you doing, is that we are using Aragorn instead of Frodo. However, I don't think we actually get to change our deck build. For some reason, I thought that we would once we transitioned into that other box, but we can change our deck build, and we can always change our heroes, but we cannot change the heroes without incurring the +1 threat penalty. So that was kind of the thought. I thought I was going to be able to change up some of our heroes without incurring that penalty, but we cannot. So we're going to continue and keep the same lineup that we had. And now Elrond and Glorfindel do have that +1, so our starting threat penalty is a 28, which is not too bad. But because we have Aragorn, we are going to mess with the deck build a little bit. We kind of teched against this last scenario, or the last scenario that we played a little bit, so we're going to remove some of those cards and try and throw some stuff in here that's going to make Aragorn pretty happy. Go aggression Gandalf this game. Love it. Nice. So I'm pretty sure the designer's favorite character in Lord of the Rings is Aragorn, because he has all the cool toys in the game. He's got so many different attachments, and we have pretty much everything that we can grab other than tactics, though I don't actually even remember what the tactics Aragorn attachment is, so that probably means that it's not one of the good ones. Love that playmat. I love this playmat too. It's so big as well. Like it's like my hands are touching the edge and you can't even see. Now there's like probably past this line here, there's probably 1.5 inches then on this side. But then where are we? That's the top. You're probably from top to bottom, you're seeing probably about half of the mat. So it's pretty significant. Cool. We also were able to remove some of our burdens, but we still have a ton of burdens in our deck, including Grievous Wound and Overcome by Grief. So we have a lot to kind of get over in that initial hump of the game, because each one of these are kind of dealing with losing allies, and then it becomes a condition attachment. So we do want to maintain and keep those condition removals in our deck. I have the base game in a few packs, but I've really only played it a few years ago once, but I played the original when it first came out a couple of times. Yeah, it's a good game. I love this game. All right, so just kind of looking at the deck build, Elrond is captured, so he's going to actually start not as part of our hero lineup. I believe we can get him back after we kind of follow the orcs a little bit. That being said, we may drop a Villia and just run with 2 copies of Villia, mainly because we don't need the consistency to have it in our opening hand, because we're not going to start with Elrond at that point. So we may drop a Villia so that we can get that going. Aragorn's attachments do give him different access to spheres, and so we may want to prioritize the lore sphere just so that we can start playing some of our lore cards before we get Elrond. I want to play it more, but I need more experience to feel comfortable to play it solo. Yeah. What's the general rule of deck building for this LCG? General rule. I don't know if I have like a general rule to start deck building, but for me at least, the general rule is that you're going to build, you're going to lose, and you modify, play, and then if you lose, modify, play. So it's a very iterative process in deck building with Lord of the Rings. So I guess that would probably be my general advice. What's up, Robert? This is the Uruk-hai. So this is the first in the Two Towers box. Yeah. So I'm going to just pull out our green cards, because we don't have access to play them right at the beginning. That can just kind of give me an idea of where we're at. And then I think we also want to pull out whatever that 5 cost blue card is. I mean, like, what are the requirements? Oh, the requirements for deck building. So you're going to choose 3 different heroes. Ignore Aragorn here because he's a special rule for this scenario. You choose 3 different heroes. You can choose any of the heroes. Each one of the heroes is going to be associated with a different sphere of influence. There are going to be 4. There's leadership, which is purple, spirit, which is blue, lore, which is green, and then tactics, which is red. So if you choose 3 different sphere heroes, you're going to be missing out on one of them. But that's not always the optimal choice, right? Because instead of like cards paying for other cards like you would do in Marvel Champions, you gather resources every single turn, and then like Glorfindel here, who's blue, can only pay for blue cards. So you get 1 resource every turn, so that means that this Galadriel greeting card that costs 3, we're going to need to use 3 resources from Glorfindel's pool in order to pay for it. So that's usually about 3 turns. So if you had 2 blue heroes, you would gather 2 blue resources every turn, and you'd be able to play this in 2 turns and then float 1 other resource. Whereas if you're running Try, you have access to a wider card pool, but your resource generation is a bit slower. It's a 50 card deck, and there are, I don't think, any like deck building restrictions. It's a 3 of deck build, so you can have 3 of a single card. And that includes unique cards. You can include 3 unique cards. However, you can only ever have 1 of, like, Villia is a unique card, but you can only ever have 1 of them on the table, but you can put 3 of them in your deck. I think that's kind of the general idea behind it. One of the other things that you're doing when you're building the deck is you're looking at the top number in this corner, and that's effectively the cost of the hero. So Elrond is 13. The higher the number, the more powerful the hero is going to be, because that's going to be your starting threat. Threat is how you interact with enemies. The higher the threat, the more enemies that are going to engage you and attack you, and you're going to have to deal with. And then also whenever your threat hits 50, you lose the game. So right now, if we were playing just standard mode, not campaign mode, we would add 13 to 5 for 18 plus 8. 18, so 26. So 26 would be our starting threat. And then there are mechanics throughout the game that increase that threat. Because we're playing campaign mode, you're not allowed to switch characters without including including a threat penalty. So whenever you switch a character, that character then has +1 on their threat cost. So Elrond is actually a 14, Glorfindel is actually a 6. So our starting threat is 28 instead of 26. And I guess like the other thing is you can include up to 3 heroes. I have not found a good reason to include less than 3, but I guess you can. Yeah. Alrighty. So, Out of Sight. That was the card that I wanted to drop. Alright. So, we're going to drop at least the 2 Out of Sights. We're going to drop a Villia. So that opens up 3 slots. Again, or not again, I guess, because I never said it. Deck size is 50. That's a minimum. But because you're only drawing 1 card per turn, I really do like to keep it at that minimum deck size. Remember, it took me way too many games years ago to realize the ranged ability I first experienced was to attack enemies engaged with other players. Yeah. Ranged is attacking enemies with other players. Sentinel is defending enemies from other players. Pretty cool. What's up, Otter King? How you doing? So, where are we at? We want to grab Aragorn's toys. So much stuff. So in leadership, we have a couple of toys. We have the Celebrian Stone. It's a hard. So see, that sounds like a K. Celebrian Stone gives the attached character +2 willpower. And then also if the attached character is Aragorn, they get the Spirit Sphere. So let's go ahead and grab 2 of those guys. Giving access to the Spirit Sphere is going to be nice. We're running a little bit heavy on Spirit cards in the deck, mainly because once Elrond gets Villia, he also gets the Spirit Sphere. So we would have 3 heroes generating Spirit resources. So like our Northern Trackers and everything that cost just a little bit more on that blue side, they're easier to pay for. The other leadership one that we have is Sword That Was Broken, which is a 3 cost. Attached hero gains the leadership resource icon. And then if the attached hero is Aragorn, then every character you control gets +1 willpower. Such a good ability. So let's grab that Sword That Was Broken. We have so many S cards in this game. So many S cards. This was your first LCG, followed by Star Wars. Nice. Yeah, that's awesome. Sword That Was Broken. Where you at? There we go. There's 1. Let's grab another one. There's 2. Perfect. Okay. And right now I am just looking for the attachments for Aragorn. I think we have a ring in here that's like a... I think it's some +1 willpower for every artifact he has attached or something like that. Does it cost 2? Why did I think it cost 1? I was pretty sure it cost 1, but... Does it cost 3? No. No, that's insane. Okay. No, no, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. 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 Did I make this item up? It's like a... I'm pretty sure it has like a hand on the art. I thought it was like... I'm just missing it? Arkham Horror LCG is really good. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I didn't just make this card up. That'd be wild. Just been dreaming about this card. Let's go to blue. Maybe the one that I'm thinking about is a blue card, where I thought it was a green card, but here we are. Oh yeah, there it is. I thought that was a green card. I guess it gives the lore. I think it gives a lore resource. That's what I was thinking. You want to see a true solo campaign in Arkham? I have a couple on VOD. But I don't really play Arkham True Solo. I don't find it super enjoyable. I like it two-handed better because there's just so much you have to do in Arkham that it's just I didn't find it as an enjoyable experience because all the deck builds felt very, very similar, and I don't have enough of a card pool to make like good enough decks to not just get absolutely stomped on. But I did Dunwich True Solo, I think. And I think I did one of the other ones true solo. Maybe just Knight of the Zealot. Is there not a green attachment for Aragorn? I'm pretty. I think there kind of has to be. Gets +1 hit point for each artifact attached to it. If it is Aragorn, he also gains a lore resource icon. We are going to go ahead and run 2 copies of this in the deck, I think. Mainly because we don't have access to that lore resource at the start of the game because Elrond is our captive hero. So we might as well grab this just for consistency, but I think it will be kind of a first cut just in if we are looking to cut out some cards. How do I get chat names to pop out in orange like that? Are you talking about on the stream or are you talking about like on YouTube? Yeah, I don't know if there's an attachment for Aragorn in green. Gandalf. Plus, it's like a really expensive attachment. Huh, okay. YouTube? I don't know. I don't actually even have YouTube pulled up. Click that tag that pops up, but only with the ad symbol. Maybe someone else on YouTube can help because I'm not even quite sure what we're talking about because I don't run with YouTube up, so I just see like the restream stuff. So everybody looks very monotone. What's a board game you haven't tried but always wanted to? I'm trying to think if there is any at this point. That's I have to think about that because for a while it was the Great Zimbabwe, but I played that recently. Die Macher. I think Die Macher is one that I would like to play at some point that I have not played. Okay. Let's just take a look and see where we are at when it comes to deck build. We cut out 3 cards, so we have room for these. So we need to find 3 more slots if we want to run with it. I think we're going to cut out Furiel. She's really expensive, and because we have Aragorn and Sword That Was Broken, it kind of solves a lot of our questing issue. Die Macher is about the German election. Very, very exciting stuff. It's just like a really long political like maneuvering game. I used to know a lot more about it than I do now. I have heard of Black Orchestra. Yeah, I've not played Black Orchestra, but I have heard of it. Have you played it? We can cut out a Rosie. Maybe a Northern Tracker. Or we could just cut out the ring. Yeah, I think I'd rather not have the ring. And then cut out one Rosie. And then there's the deck build, I think. So those got cut. We are at 50. I do think that our steward is going to go on Aragorn here. What's up, friendly? What's the plan for today? What's up, Jared? How you doing? The plan for today is to rescue Elrond because he has been taken captive. But yeah, no, we're playing part 7 of our Saga campaign, which is the start of the Two Towers. I need my threat style. Boom. Okay, so these go in the deck. This is our starting location. This starts here. Grievous Wound and Overcome by Grief start in the staging area. And then we've got Hela. I think that's how you pronounce it. Are there any of these that we don't want to hold on to? We don't want to add the ring bearer or the mithril shirt because that's only attached to the ring bearer. So we don't want to add that. I do want to put this so that I'm going to just stack it like this because I do want to keep that in like my stack of cards that I have. Attach a warrior hero. So that could be Glorfindel here. Hobbit hero could go on Sam. I think we have the staff. Yeah, and Sting. So yeah, we'll run with these 3 boom cards as well. I have not played it, but the mechanisms are intriguing. It's all about having many different goals that you have to balance which ones to give up or not. That's cool. The ebb and flow of being close to a goal and then having to rethink your group. Yeah, that does sound really cool. Planning on playing through this soon. I want to try Aragorn, Legolas, and Gimli. Nice. Yeah, so you do get to play with Aragorn. Aragorn is a required hero, and he's a fellowship hero. And so you do get to do that, and so you actually have one other hero that you can add in there. So Legolas, Gimli, and can't be Boromir. He's dead. Spoiler from a book that came out 80 years ago. Boromir. Go Faramir, maybe. Yeah, good call. Yeah, I like Faramir. Yeah. Frodo. It does call out in the rulebooks you're not allowed to play Frodo in this as well. I guess it's mainly from a thematic standpoint you're not allowed to, but yeah. I think Faramir would fit pretty thematically. Yeah, especially flavor teams for Lord of the Rings sagas are the best. Starting threat is 28. Let's talk about this. You are playing campaign mode. We're going to remove Gildor and Mr. Underhill from the campaign pool. We remove each burden with the following icons. So I did that. Those are the icon sets that we removed. Unfortunately, we have a lot that do not match those. Then we're going to put this at the back here just so I remember to read it. Make Eastonmet the active location, Google, and 2 Isengard to the staging area. Each player chooses 1 non-fellowship hero, but this does have the misprint, so it's a smiley face hero. Come on, focus. Yeah, 1 non-smiley face hero, which I love. To be captive and places a face up underneath 2 Isengard, so that's Elrond. Because we were playing campaign mode, that choice was made for us last game. Set the pursuit value to 10. That'll be our pursuit value. This will all of the dials. More dials. The old saga's a new release from. They are all the same. My copy is the old version, but the old version is 2 boxes, and then the new release they combine those 2 boxes into 1 single box. Yeah, Wicked. They used to do that. And I think the update release with like the saga, or not the saga boxes, well I guess the saga boxes, but the campaign boxes and the hero boxes work a lot better. It gives you kind of a full cycle, which is in the legacy format, one big box and then 6 packs. But it was just really hard to keep all the packs, and we're seeing that in Champions now, right? Like you cannot find like Captain America because packs are just hard to keep around, and so the big boxes are a little bit easier to stock because it's 1 SKU versus, or 2 SKUs versus 7, which is a little bit easier. Follow the orcs. X is the pursuit value. So, Hulu cannot leave the staging area or get damage. At the end of the combat phase, increase the pursuit value by 1 for each enemy in the staging area. Pursuit value is currently 10. We have 2 Isengard. Treat each captive text box as blank. Captives are not in play, but are in play, but not under any player's control. If there are no captives in play, the players lose the game. The end of the refresh phase, increase the pursuit value by 1. Then if it's 30 or greater, the players lose the game. So we are increasing pursuit value by minimum of 2 every single turn, because we got 1 at the end of the refresh and then 1 because he cannot leave the staging area at the end of the combat. But if we get more enemies, we're going to have higher things there. He has a 3-5-1-6 stat line. Toughness 3, meaning that he reduces the amount of incoming damage by 3. He cannot have attachments, and allies cannot be declared as attackers or defenders against him. He is mean. Our active location, while it is the active location, it gains response. After it is explored, add 1 resource to each hero's resource pool. Travel, we have to increase the pursuit value by 1 to travel there, but we start it as the active location. We have Overcome by Grief, which after a character is destroyed, if it is unattached, attach it to a hero. After a character you control is destroyed, exhaust the attached hero until the end of the round. They cannot ready. We got Grievous Wound. After a hero takes damage, you attach it, and then after they exhaust, they deal 1 damage to that hero. So Grievous Wound, I think, is a lot worse than Overcome by Grief. But if we can draw into the cards, or like the condition removal cards, we should be able to get rid of them. I kept all 6 original sagas unopened to self-relate. No! Do you have The Hobbit? Because I think The Hobbit is fairly hard to get. I hate to get really into it and can't get everything. This game's still easy to get. They did a repackage of a lot of the content, a lot of what they consider the better content, so that is very easy to get. But if you're going to try and hunt down everything, no, I would say it would be close to impossible. It'd take a couple $1,000s, because they also have like the Nightmare packs, which are, I don't think we're super successful, so those are really hard to find. And then there are a couple of waves that they did not reprint. For whatever reason, Trickster Takeover will not be released until the 30th in Canada. That stinks. I wish Champions had the engagement mechanics of the game, and the option to aggro is such a... Yeah. I think they did not repackage Hobbit, so that may be worth a pretty penny or two. Alrighty, so we got Sam, we got Glorfindel, and we got Aragorn. The first player takes control of Aragorn, and then if he leaves play, we do lose the game, and as an action, we can spend 2 resources from Aragorn's resource pool to ready a hero. So that's cool. That is nice for Overcome by Grief, because Overcome by Grief you will not ready during the refresh phase. So if you exhaust, you're actually out for the following round as well. That being said, if Aragorn has the resources, he can ready them. So that probably would be worth it if we throw it on like Glorfindel or something. Aragorn is probably going to get our Steward. I think Aragorn will get the Steward of Gondor. We had been throwing it on Elrond, but since Aragorn can now have this ability, as well as leadership, lore, and spirit, he can pay for any card. So we're going to throw the Steward onto Aragorn. Mainly also because I don't know when we get Elrond back. A lot of the quests are probably fine to skip, but new players not having conflict at the Carracks kind of sucks. Conflict. Is that the new? That's the 2 scenario pack. Is that not out? Is that not easy to get? I just kind of assumed it would be. Glorfindel is a 3-3-1-5. After he exhausts to commit to a quest, you raise your threat by 1. We do have a Light of Valinor in here, which means that he does not have to exhaust to commit to the quest, and so hopefully we'll get around that. And then we got Sam. After you engage an enemy with a higher engagement cost than your current threat, ready Sam. He gets +1 to all his stats until the end of the round. So that's cool. So it feels kind of like we're going to need to blitz through this first stage. I'm hoping that we get Elrond after we catch up. It's the troll fight quest from the first cycle. Oh yeah. Huh. I thought they re-released that. Maybe they didn't. But I bought a scenario pack that came out with the new content. So like when they re-released the core set, they released a scenario pack with 2 scenarios in it that initially came in the deluxe 2-player set or something. We get 6 cards because Gandalf's delay is gone now, so that's exciting. Miner the Iron Hills, Galadriel, Sneak Attack, Cloak, Steward, and Ring. Oh, dang, that's so tempting. Oh, it's so close to being what I want. Galadriel Greeting is nice. Having the ring out is pretty nice because we immediately get access to blue if we want to throw that over onto Aragorn. Steward can be dropped next turn, which means that we would have a consistent generation of both Fellowship and, which we don't need the Fellowship, but of green resources. Hobbit Cloak could be played on turn 3, which is nice. That brings his defense up pretty significantly. I cheat and do the Arkham Horror Mulligan. Yeah, I like the Arkham Horror Mulligan a lot. What would I want that is not in this hand? Light of Valinor would be nice. I think I would prefer Celebrian Stone. I honestly think we just kind of take this. I think we go for it. Light of Valinor would be really nice, though. We can sneak attack Miner if we have to, and that can get rid of the 2 condition attachments. I think we're gonna go for it. Let's rock and roll here. So let's go ahead and get a resource for all of our heroes. And our 6th card is a Stargazer. Okay, that works out really well. We're gonna forego playing the ring so that we can drop a Stargazer turn 2, and then we can take a look every single turn at the top 5 cards of our deck, and we can just kind of draw what we need. So that's a nice draw for us. So I think right now we're actually not playing anything because we want to hold on to the resource from purple to play a Steward, and then we want to hold on to the blue resource to play Stargazer next turn. So we're actually not going to play anything. It's kind of exciting. We are at 28th threat. Let's go ahead and quest for, we're showing, oh geez, he's a 3. So we're showing 3. Let's go 3, 5, 8. We'll increase our threat. If we top deck an enemy, I think we're in a decent bit of trouble. Worst case scenario is we sneak attack in the Miner, the Iron Hill. But I just don't want to see an enemy here. Okay, Peril. Search the encounter deck and discard Peril for Uruk-hai enemy. Reveal it. Put it into play. Engage with you. Gross. And I think because it's put into play engage, we actually don't even get to ready Sam. So that's a scoop because we will lose a hero on turn 1. But potentially not. If we find one that is a low attack. They all have really high attack. Guess let's go here. No, that engages on a 29. I don't want archery. We can't. Yeah. Oh, that's tough. I have not played Journeys of Middle Earth. I was hating on a game called Catharsis last week in chat. Tried to do it again solo. I rage quit because of setup. Oh, jeez. Oh, that's lame. Alright, he's attacking for 3. We'll throw 3 damage onto Glorfindel. And it's actually 3. So we quested for 3, 6, 8. And we're showing 6. So we place 2 progress here. At the end of combat phase, we're going to increase so now we're up to 12. So that's not a great start. Okay, let's stand up. We're not going to be able to kill him. Oh, and then Grievous Wound actually comes here. So we do have the Grievous Wound now. Okay. We'll increase our threat to 30. We'll draw into a Gildor. We'll pass out money. And we will go ahead and spend 2 from Sam to play the Steward of Gondor on Aragorn. Which will go 2 there. We will, I think instead of playing Stargazer, we're going to spend 1 to play the Ring over here. That's going to give him +1, but it's also going to allow us to spend 2 to play Minor and get rid of Grievous Wound. Just because now he has the lore. What's up, Sun Temple? That stinks. That stinks a lot. Okay, so we can Minor the Iron Hills block here. That will push him back to the staging area, which will be really annoying. Tough start. Ideally, we will clear this round, though, so... He has toughness 2, so we have to deal 7 damage to him. So here's 6. There's 7. So if we just don't quest, we could do it. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. We could use Aragorn to ready a hero. So I think that's probably what we would do. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, like, Lord of the Rings also wasn't developed for true solo in mind. So it may just be that they just kind of built it for co-op. But I don't think you should put 1 player on the box then. Or you should have rules on how to fix it. I don't know what to do here. This is not a fun start for us. We could take the attack undefended and throw it on Aragorn. Because then we don't get overcome by grief, which would be nice. And we could quest with Sam and then get the final damage to the 3, 6, 7 there. And then he wouldn't destroy a character. I think that's going to be what happens. So let's quest with Sam for 3. We're going to show 3. Flip, when revealed, each character committed to the quest gets -1 willpower until the end of the round. So we increased our threat by 1. Then we're going to take this attack on Defender. It's going to be 3. Gets +1 if it destroys a character. It does not, so we're going to go 4 damage on Aragorn. Ideally, we'll get a Warden of Healing out here soon. And then we will swing in for 6 to take him out. Okay. This goes up by 2. Up to 14. And it's slipping away from us. This is 0. I was like, what is this over here? There you go. Here's 0. All right, let's go up to 32. Draw into a Northern Tracker. We'll pass out some money. We could get a Gildor online, which is kind of fun. It's probably worth it, honestly. Let's go ahead and spend 5 from Aragorn's pool to play a Gildor. We can exhaust Gildor to look at the top 3 cards of your deck to swap one of those with a card from your hand, and return the top 3 cards of your deck in any order. We'll probably do that. We might as well do that after our staging step, just so if we need to, we can defend or something like that. We also have, let's go ahead and spend 2 for a Stargazer. So we will have a Stargazer out there as well. Let's go ahead and spend 1 on Sam to play the Cloak. So now we just need to get our threat lower. That stinks. We are showing 3. Let's go ahead and quest for 5. I really want to push through this. I'm gonna go ahead and just go with 8 here. Flip into the Wold. While this is the active location response, after the Wold is explored, each player draws a card. Travel, increase the pursuit value by 1 to travel there. So we're showing 5. We quested for 8. So 1 goes here, 2 goes here. And then after it is explored, add a resource to each hero's resource pool. Sick. We will travel here, and then this will increase by 1, goes up to 15. We will use a Stargazer. We get to look at the top 5. We got a Elrond's Council. Sword that was broken. That's sick. Test of Will. Staff. And a Test of Will. Okay, so Sword that was broken can be played in 2 turns. So we don't need to draw that now. We could draw a Elrond's Council and use that. And I like that idea. Or we could go a Test of Will. I think I'm kind of like a Test of Will, Sword that was broken, Elrond's Council. Staff, a Test of Will. I like having the security of having a Test of Will in my hand. Okay. Stand up. Go to 33. Draw a Test of Will. Pass out money. And then this goes up to 17. We have to push. We have to get through this real quick. Okay. So we have a Test of Will, which we'll hang on to. Have nothing else that I want to use. Since we have Gildor out, I'd rather use Gildor for his quest power at this point. So let's quest We've got Gildor for 3, Sam for 3, that's 6, Aragorn for 2, that's 8. We're showing 3. That should be able to push through this and make me feel pretty comfortable and not raise our threat with Glorfindel. We got a Eastmet, so another resource ramp. So 5, 2, 1 goes here. This clears, we get to draw a card, which is Sword That Was Broken. Okay. Do I want to travel to the East Net? My Slay the Spire is not the retail edition. It was the collector's edition. They only were selling the collector's edition at Gen Con. Okay, where do we want to go? I guess more. What do we want to do? Do we want to travel? I think so. Go here. I'll increase this by 1. It'll go up to 20. So we need to push real fast. We'll draw at the end of the. Actually, let's go ahead and Stargazer before we draw. Got Test of Will. We got our Ruins, which we can play, and another Steward of Gondor. We'll bury Steward. I'm okay burying the Ruins. Let's go like that. So we'll draw Elrond's Council, and we'll pass out money. But we do have Sword That Was Broken now. So not only does that give us like a lot of questing power, it also gives Aragorn the leadership resource icon, which is pretty cool. We'll go ahead and spend 3 from Sam to play Sword That Was Broken on Aragorn. So now he gets +1 hit point because this is an artifact, and all of our characters get +1 willpower. Okay. Cool. Let's go ahead and quest for 4, 8, 11. I'll increase our threat and go 15, showing 3. We're going to flip into a Banks. After any amount of progress is placed on Banks, increase the pursuit value by 1. Ew, gross. Okay. So we quested for, what did I say, 15. I'm going to go ahead and mark that just because it's getting to big numbers that I cannot think of. It is time to hydrate. Woo! Nice. Okay. Well, Elrond's Council to reduce our threat by 3 and increase this to 16. We're showing 5. No, we're showing 6. So 10. So we got 3 and then 7 goes here. So this goes up to 10. And our current pursuit value is going to be 20. We get a resource to each hero's resource pool. Okay. We will Stargazer. We're not traveling here. We'll Stargazer. Just look at one more card. It's another Stargazer. I think we'll go Staff, Ruins, Test, Stargazer, Steward. Oh, nice. Yeah, I have that same problem where I don't play the games that I have. Yeah. Let's stand up. This goes to 22. This is going up way faster than it should. Draw Staff. We'll pass out money. Go ahead and spend 4 to play a Northern Tracker. Spend 1 to play a Staff. On to Sam. Okay, we have to get this. So let's just quest with everything that we have. We have enough to ready all of our heroes, so we should be fine. So let's quest for 3, 7. Yeah. Increase our threat by 1 to go to 11. 13. 17. We're not triggering the response here. 18. So we got 18 showing 6. Flip into peril. Search the encounter deck. I'm going to go ahead and spend 1 test of will to cancel the win revealed effects there. Okay. So that should push us. We got 18. We're putting 12, which takes us to 22, which is exactly what we need. Okay. As their pursuers close in on them, the Uruk-hai race towards the forest of Fangorn with redoubled speed. If the orcs reach its borders, they will escape into the woods, taking their captives with them. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a Uruk-hai enemy, reveals it, adds it to the staging area, shuffles the deck. X is the pursuit value. After an enemy is defeated, reduce the pursuit value by 1. Oh shoot, we're about to get hit by 2 enemies here. Ugh. I guess we can block with the Stargazer. And a Sam? Yikes. Okay. Players cannot defeat the stage while Yuklok is in play. If they defeat the stage, they have rescued the captive hero and won the game. Okay, so we just don't get Elrond here. So if we do lose this, we're going to cut out a lot of the Elrond cards. So we're probably going to cut out the Villias, some of the higher cost cards and stuff. Yeah. How big is your backlog? Ours is 23. I could not tell you. 60 probably. Just like, there's a lot of games. Okay. So we have to go find a enemy. Don't want archery. This is put into play. Discard 1 random card from your hand. He gets plus X threat. I'm going to go ahead and take him here. You leave your backlog in the package. Most of it's still packaged. Yeah. There are a lot of games that I've got or been given over the years that I haven't played. I have not bought a new game outside of Slay the Spire. Slay the Spire was one game that I bought this year at Gen Con. But I haven't bought a new game in a long, long time. Because I got... yeah. Okay. This goes down to 0. Let's see what is happening here. We're going to engage here because our threat is 32. I'm going to spend 2 to ready Aragorn. I'm going to spend 2 to ready Sam. I'm going to spend 2 to ready Glorfindel. Okay. We are going to have Sam defend against... we have an archery. So we're going to throw 1 damage here on the Miner of the Iron Hills because the archery won. We're going to defend here. We're going to discard this shadow card using the staff because it's a non-unique enemy. And then I am defending for 1, 3, and that's his attack. Actually 4. So no damage is dealt. We question. Oh yeah. Okay. Then Yugolock is I'm gonna chump block with Stargazer. It's gonna be a 5. No shadow effect. Stargazer is GG'd. And we're gonna throw this on Glorfindel. Okay. He has toughness 2. So if we attack for 6, toughness 3. Jeez. Okay. That being said, I think we take out him here. I think that's what we're gonna do. We're only defending against Yugolock for. Oh, and allies can't be declared as defenders. So I think we actually lose here. I guess I would block here, and we would lose Sam. Okay, so yeah, we lose. Dang. All right, so we're gonna reset. We're gonna take out the Villiers. We're gonna take out the stuff that's Elrond. That was a little bit tougher than I thought. I don't know if it was. It was just different than I thought it would be. The treacheries are mean. Or not the treacheries, the burdens are mean. I did like having Steward in that opening hand. I think that was really important, getting that onto Aragorn. I may actually just cut out all of the lore stuff. I think I will. Because if we don't draw the ring, those are just dead cards. Because I thought we were going to get Elrond back, but we're not. So I think we cut out all the lore stuff. If you were in a D&D campaign, I bet you'd be Nelson Oliver Bards. Nice. Nelson Oliver yards for a football all over Mars. Nice. Day 3 of stomach surgery. So glad I caught the stream. I'm glad that you're feeling good. Glad that you're feeling better. That's good. All right, so we're going to cut out the ruins. Oh gosh, what am I doing? Losing access to miners is tough. So we have to find another way to get rid of condition attachments. I thought I had them in here, but I'm not seeing them. So we'll have to add those in. Listening to the new Coheed and Cambria album. Nice. Okay. Let's figure this out. Oh, and we also need to cut out Villia. Because there's no Elrond anymore. I like how the orcs thematically capturing Elrond, and you're just like, I'm not too sure about that. Is there a lot of shadow stuff in this encounter? It looks fairly normal-ish. Okay, I'm gonna take these, put them there. All right. We're at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. These don't count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So we got 11 card slots. Some of that needs to be condition removal. which we have the blue cards, which increase our threat for condition removal. And then we have a, is it discard an ally to remove a condition? Is that what it is in purple? Yeah, discard an ally you control to choose and discard a condition attachment. Oh, nice. Yeah, I don't play a ton of video games. I guess I play like Slay the Spire and like the app-based video games, but I don't play a ton of video games. Part of me wants to go with another copy of Sword that was broken. That was broken. Just to make sure that we get that as soon as possible, and then we can just quest as much as we possibly can. I also think a sneak attack Gandalf in turn 1 could be very helpful. We don't want to do any side quest. Looking at blue cards, we got the Power of Orthanc. We're going to definitely run 2 of those, or 3 of those. That's our condition. I think there's only like 2 conditions, which are the 2 in the staging area that we have to like kind of deal with. And the Overcome by Grief is not horrible if we have a Steward of Gondor and Aragorn, because we can just ready. How many Light of Valinors do we have? Because I would like to see that sooner if possible. We have 1. Alrighty, let's get more Light of Valinors. Same with video games I adore from the 16-bit to PS2 era. Nice. Yeah. I didn't play a ton of them growing up either. Where's my Light of Valinor? Just grab the one in here. Call it a day. Light of Valinor there. Yeah. Put it out there. So there's 5 cards. We need 6 more. Lord of the Rings LCG, what scenario are we playing? We're playing the Uruk-hai, the 7th scenario in our saga playthrough. The first one in the 2 towers. Yeah. A lot of outdoor activities. Yeah. I don't even know what I did as a kid anymore. I think I kind of want to go with allies. I think we go with the Outriders. Is that not what I'm thinking? Or the Outland. The Swordsman, the Aether Swordsman. When you need to quest, you got the Swordsman. Swordsman. Got the sword that was broken in there. Got 2, 4, 6, 8. 3 cards left. Potentially another stone? Building up to the Helm's Deep madness? Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. I don't know. Run with us. I'm not sure what that is. Okay. We need fast stuff. I'm going to go with 1 Bulwark for the West. We got 2 slots left. We'll go with 2 Galadriel's Handmaidens. If we do that, I kind of want to go with another. Let's see if there's anything in purple that I like. So we can. Galadriel. It's kind of interesting. The Dwarven Sellsword is not horrible. We could go with the Warriors. We could just round it out with more Outland characters. Yeah, let's grab one more Warrior and call it a day. Would Denethor or Handmaidens be good in this deck? I think the Handmaidens would be. I think I'm leaning towards the purple cards just because we have a more consistent purple resource generation from the sword that was broken. So we're running 2 copies of sword and only 1 copy of, and only 2 copies of the Clebrian Stone. So that's why I'm going here. Also with the Warriors, if we're able to get them out with the Swordsman, they're going to be questing for a lot. Denethor. Probably Denethor's the one where if the hero is wounded, and we got a lot of damage right there at the beginning, so I'm thinking Denethor may be a little tough to run. Peter Parker, Gandalf, and Hagrid. yeah, no, totally. I just like to kind of talk through my thought process. Especially because I realize that sometimes I make decisions for a reason, and I have to kind of realize that I need to figure out how to vocalize that. We are playing Aragorn, who is required, and then we did not change any of our heroes from our last campaign. So we have Sam, Glorfindel, and then Elrond's our captured hero. So that's what we are looking at as our hero lineup. I would love to see a Light of Valinor. I think Light of Valinor would be pretty important to get early. Start with a 28 threat. Got all of this stuff. Steward was really good to start out. Your weather outside looks like your window has a vintage filter, like yellow, like tornado is about to hit you. My weather looks amazing. I'm going to bike ride later. Woo! Made a change to my swimming form yesterday, and it felt like I unlocked a whole new like method. I felt so much better. Light of Valinor is a much with Spirit Glorfindel. Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm running 2 copies. I was running 1, and I think seeing that in my opening hand would be really, really nice. Grayish with faint yellow. Well, huh? It's not. I don't think that's the best color to see in nature. Alrighty. So yeah, shouldn't have a tornado. Haven't played Storm or Quicksilver in a while. Alrighty, let's do it. Got 6 cards because Gandalf's delay. Gandalf is no longer delayed. Bulwark, Elrond's warrior, sword that was broken, swordsman, and a Glamdring. Eh. You think mulligan? We have sword though. I have not played Smash Up, no. We have sword and a swordsman. And a warrior. We just have so much quest there at the beginning. We have card draw with Glamdring once it goes on to Glorfindel. What would be better? Calibrian Stone potentially. I don't know if I. Yeah, I have other ways to keep threat down. But I so like I guess like is light better than sword? I don't know if it is. If it is, we need to add another light to the deck. I guess like a Stargazer would be really nice to see. And like Elrond's Council is worth 3 turns of light. So we have 4 card draw before we need a Light of Valinor for Elrond's Council to be worse. It can't. I think it's a really important card. But I don't like this quest feels like a rush. And so is threat going to be an issue? We don't really have any card acceleration. That's the scary part. We do have Bulwark as well. So we have answers to these to start us out. I think if we mulligan this because we need a Light of Valinor, we need to change our deck build and we need to add another one. Yeah. Got a Galadriel's Grading. Yeah, so I'm okay with not having a light now because now we have 9 turns before we need Light of Valinor to actually make up for it. Okay. I don't think we have any cards that we're playing. It would be really nice to push through this. Yeah, I want to test a will. I don't think there were any of those enemies that come in. I don't think we would lose a hero necessarily. So if we quest all out, we should be able to push through that, which would be allow us to play Sword That Was Broken on turn 2. That would be big. That would be really, really big, actually. And then we could also play a warrior because we would have Aragorn's resources or a Glamdring. Alrighty, let's quest all out. Got 3, 6, 8. We'll increase our threat to 29. We do have an Elrond's Council. We're gonna flip into nice Peril, Toughness, Archery 1. I'm gonna reveal either increase the pursuit value by 3 or reveal an additional encounter card. I'm gonna go by 3, I guess. So I don't want to do another encounter card. Okay. So that shows 5. We quested for 8, which will clear there. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just do that. We will give everybody $1. And I think we have to engage that thing. Or else our pursuit value is just going to go insane. Keep it secret. Keep it safe. has a 6 attack. If we run with Aragorn, we can pull it down. I'm going to leave it up there. We'll pull it down next turn and hopefully kill it. Be able to take it out. Okay. So in pursuit value goes up to 16. Yeah, getting enemies is bad. Okay. Increase our threat to 30. And we've got Rosie. Probably not worth playing. Actually, it may be worth playing Rosie over Warrior at this point. Or we could drop a Swordsman and a Warrior. Then we're questing for a silly amount. Let's go ahead and drop Sword that was broken on Aragorn. We could... Okay, so there's a couple of routes that we could go. I think I like Glamdring on Glorfindel here. So we're going to have to deal 7 points of damage. That would be 5. That would be enough. So if we save the resources here, we could ready Aragorn and also quest with Aragorn. Or... Actually, I don't even know if we need... I think we... We'll go 2 from Aragorn's pool to play Glamdring here on Glorfindel. We can block in the defense here. And we've got 2 to play a Swordsman there. So I don't think we actually have to quest that hard. We can leave these guys open to not questing because we're questing for 7 here. And we're showing 5. It does have archery. I threw a damage here. It has archery 1. Yeah. Oh, it also has toughness. Oh, that's fine because we're attacking with enough. That's going to be decent. Oh, the damage does go with Grievous Wound. That's annoying. That's really annoying. Okay. Well, Grievous Wound is on Glorfindel. Okay. I think I'm okay with that though. So let's go ahead and quest for 4, 7. We're showing 5. We're going to flip into X. X is the number of locations in the staging area. So 1. And then, okay. So we actually do add a progress here, which is pretty awesome. Don't think I'm going to travel there. Don't think I need to use Elrond's Counsel. We'll archery here. We will engage and ready Sam. Okay. We'll defend with Sam for 3 against an attack of 4. No shadow effect. We'll take 1 damage. Then we'll swing in for 5, 8, which is enough to get over his toughness. And there, and we'll exhaust Glamdring and draw into a sneak attack. Alrighty. What's up, Edwin? How you doing? Glorfindel takes another damage for being exhausted. And the Grievous Wound. I think we have to get... I hates it. I hates it. Let's pass out money. Draw into another sword that was broken. Alright, well, we don't need that. I think what we'll probably do is play a warrior, quest with him, and then bulwark him to get rid of the wound. Yeah. I think we kind of have to do that. Let's go 1 and 1 to play warrior. And this goes up by 2. This goes up to 18. Okay. What's up, Canadian? How you doing? We're showing 4, which is not a ton. So I think what we're going to do here is... I don't think I ever increased my threat. the end of last round. Yeah. Let's quest for 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. Questing for 10. Let's go to 13. Showing 4. I'll flip into Snagga. Discard 1 random card from your hand. He gets plus X, where X is the printed cost. Got 2, 4, 6, which is beautiful because that's a dice roll. 5 is sneak attack. So he gets plus 1. So we're showing 1, 2, 3, 6, and we quested for 13, meaning that we're going to play 7 progress here. Okay. We will Bulwark of the West to discard here, to discard Grievous Wound. We have Archery. We're going to put that on Aragorn. We're going to engage, which will ready Sam. Sam will defend 3v3. Gets plus 1. So that's 4. So we will take 1 damage here. And then Glorfindel will swing in for 5 to take him out. We'll draw a card, which is another Galadriel's Greeting. Cool. This goes up by 2, so we're at 20. At 30, we lose the game, so we do have to push at... Well, we have to push now, but cool. Let's stand up. Increase our threat to 32. Draw into... Whoa, we just lost our sneak attack. No! Okay. Pass out money. Just finished the road to Isengard 5 minutes ago and lost at the last question. No! So close. Alrighty. I think we're gonna go 1, 2 to play Rosie. That's gonna help our defense here with Sam. We don't have to play the greetings right now, so we might as well just hang on to resources. Or no, I'd rather hang on to Gandalf just to see if we can get a sneak attack, or we can use him later. We cannot block. That's brutal. We cannot block. We need some defense for Sam. We need... That's insane, actually. He cannot be attacked by allies either. Gross. So Sam has effectively 2 defense against him. So Sam cannot defend him. It's going to have to be Aragorn. He's attacking for 5, so we cannot put any more damage on Aragorn, or else he will die. I guess we could Rosie with Sam, but I don't see us getting our threat under 10. So I think we could block with 4, which is still not enough. So, because this is minus 15 threat, which puts us at not under 10. That's really scary, actually. I don't know what the answer is there. I don't think we can push. Because the Hobbit Cloak won't give him defense because it's only plus defense for higher threat enemies. We could sack Glorfindel and just not play with Glorfindel anymore. Okay, he's actually like really, really mean. He has toughness 3, so we're going to have to deal with what, 4? We have to do 10 damage to him. Yeah, I don't actually know. I don't think we have an answer. Do we swap somebody out for Baragon? Is that the only way that we can really defend against him? Or we needed to throw archery damage elsewhere? Because, yeah, we just can't throw it on and just hope that he doesn't get a shadow card that increases his damage, or else we lose the game. I think our only option is to really block with Aragorn, spend resources to ready. We would be able to attack for 3, 5, 8. Enough if we exhaust everybody there. Gross. Yeah, this is really brutal in True Solo because allies cannot attack or defend, and you lose a hero. Yeah, that's mean. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and quest for 3, 7. Ancestral armor. That'd be a good call. Does that count as 2 restricted? It does count as 1 restricted. So we could cut out Sting, and we could cut out, because I think I'd rather have no Sting. Sting's pretty good. I think I'd like to have Sting and Staff, or I'm sorry, Sting and Ancestral, and cut out Staff from Sam's like restricted slots. I think we're gonna continue to play just to kind of see if we do come up with something. The other option would be nope, because he has toughness 3. The Gandalf, we just can't ping him with Gandalf. It's not enough. Okay, we're requesting for 7, showing 4. I think we need to do a little bit more than that, which we can add Rosie. Is Sting nerfed? Potentially, but it also gives +1 defense to Sam. So it gives Sam +1 to all of his stats, and so he would be questing for 5 and then defending for +1 as well. So yeah, the response on Sting is nerfed, but I still think that +1 stat line across the board is pretty good. If we're not, we have a lot of threat. Let's go +3. Let's go 10. Flip into another path. So now we're showing 2, 4, 7. Requested for 10, so we'll place 3. Go up to 10. And we'll travel here. Get rid of that. This is going to go up to 22. I think we're going to run out of time. Okay. Stand up. Draw into a test of will. Go to 33. Pass out money. We could use Gandalf to draw some cards here. I don't hate that. Maybe next turn. Let's go one more turn. Just because, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we're showing 4. Let's go 4, 8, 11, 14. Let's go 14, showing 4. Flip into the Wold. While it's the active location, it gains response. After the Wold is explored, each player draws a card. We have to increase the pursuit value by 1 to travel here. So we did 14, showing 6. So that means that 8 progress gets placed. 4 goes here. 4 goes here. We're going to run out of time, unfortunately. Oh, and this is actually +1. So this is going to be 1 less progress placed there. Travel here. This goes up by 2. Actually, no, Rosie, I can exhaust Rosie after the fact and add 2 more. I should have done that last time. We'll go ahead and Elrond's Council to add 1 more. Takes us up to 16. Our target value is 24. We are able to reduce the pursuit value next stage by defeating enemies. So hopefully that works. We will also have 2 enemies to deal with, which is a little annoying. So let's stand up. Increase to 31. Draw into a warrior. Nice, okay. Pass out money. Spend 2 to play a warrior. I think let's spend 2, 3, 4, 5 to play Gandalf and draw Galadriel's Greeting, Elrond's Council, and oh, of course, we draw the sneak attack. Good. Yikes. I honestly think we can probably cut out Galadriel's Greeting. Actually, that is now -18. Does that get us under 10? No, it doesn't. Ancient Greek government structures while listening. I'm restarting my Greek board game project and working on design process. Nice, that's cool. I'm going to scoop. I'm going to cut out a Galadriel's Greeting. I'm going to cut out... an heir for 2 ancestral armors. Then I think I do want 1 more light. I think in hindsight, I should have done whatever I could to not put the 14 threat cost hero as the captured hero. So I'm getting like a huge ding on threat and not actually getting the powerful hero. So that's kind of tough. Oh, where is my Light of Valinor? Oh, it was right there. We got 1 more card to cut out. Stargazer is pretty slow, but it's nice. It's nice. Oh, we can cut out Staff because that's the restricted slot that Ancestral Armor is now taking up. So we have 1 more card to add in. Do I only have 2 Steward of Gondors? I would be okay with going 1 more Steward. Let me count those up. That's cool. So Steward of Gondor. Or an additional stone. I am running 3 stewards, so let's grab a third Calabrian stone. Actually don't know if I have. Cool. Or another warrior. Let's grab the stone. Alrighty. Voltron Aragorn. Let's go. Hopefully that will allow us to get that stone quicker, which will be nice. Also, the difference in having Steward on turn 1 for Aragorn was amazing. Being able to ready our heroes, I think, was really, really important. This gets set to tan. Yeah, losing Elrond is tough. So, getting an ancestral armor in our opening hand. I want ancestral armor in like our third hand. Or a third draw or something like that, because I don't know if I want that. It's not a card that is going to make an immediate impact, because we're not going to be able to play it. I think I'd rather have Steward. I'd rather have the Stone. I'd rather have Sword that was broken. Things that would help resource ramp. Light of Valinor would be good. All that good stuff. Do we need Galadriel? Do we need threat reduction? Yes. Probably. I think the fact that I'm asking the question means that we probably don't need as much of it as we have. We'll see. Yeah. Yeah, starting 28 threat with a 0, 8, and 5 hero is tough. So our starting threat should be 13, but we're starting at 28. That's what I get for getting Elrond captured. Okay. Steward, Sword, Stone, Light of Valinor are kind of the things that I'm looking at in this opening hand. That'd be great. And probably a Swordsman would be really good too. If I could set my opening hand. Be something along those lines. We got 6 cards. We got Gandalf, Sword, Sneak Attack, Power, Stone, Sword. I keep that hand. We have a Sneak Attack Gandalf. We have a Sword. We have a Stone. Yeah, no, we're going to stay. We have Power, so we can increase, or we can get rid of Grievous Wound. Yeah, that's good. We're happy with this. And we got an Arwen. Beautiful. Love it. Help with that defense on Sam. We'll probably Sneak Attack in to draw cards, would be my guess. Try winning. Thank you. I appreciate that. I think my play line is clear here, turn 2, play Sword, which then opens up resources to play the Stone. Yeah, so if I'm able to clear this on turn 1, I get enough resources to play the Sword on turn 2, and then I will have resources to play the Stone on turn 2, and then I would also have another resource to play a Sneak Attack if I wanted to. So I think kind of goal is to clear this on turn 1, and I think we roll the dice on taking damage if we can. So let's go 2, 5, 8, increase our threat to 29, and cross our fingers. Let's go. Plains of Rohan. So we show 4. We quested for 8. 3, 6, 8. So 3 goes here. 1 goes here. Boom, just like that. We all get a resource. We'll go ahead and travel here. I think that'll be annoying after a while. Alrighty. Pursuit goes up by 2. Let's stand up. We've got Elrond's Council. We're going to go to 30 threat. Pass out money. We'll spend the 3 from Sam to play Sword That Was Broken, giving Aragorn the leadership trait. We'll spend 2 to play the Stone, which will give him the Spirit trait. So that's pretty hype. Let's go 2 from Glorfindel to play Arwen. Go ahead and get that out there. And then if we need to, we can sneak attack Gandalf in for something, or we can just hold on to this money and use it later. Yeah, I think we sneak attack Gandalf in. I think we go ahead and do that for card draw. George Washington custom hero for MC, that'd be fun. Cyberpunk 2077. I don't know too much about that IP. Yeah, okay. During the quest phase, we're gonna spend 1 to sneak attack Gandalf and draw 3 cards. Another stone, Galadriums, and a council. Alrighty, we got some of that trash out of the way, which is nice. Okay, let's quest. We will go 5, 8, 12, 17. We are actually at a position where we could push, and no, not necessarily, because this would take us down to 14. There's 4, so we would not push at this point. So I don't think I want to add any more to it, but let's quest for 17, showing 3. When revealed, each character committed to the quest gets -1 willpower until the end of the round. So we were at 17, 16, 15, 14, 13. So we place 10, 4 goes here, and 6 goes here. Takes us up to 7. And then Gandalf's going to pop back to our hand. Mega Man. Ooh. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. That'd be fun. Okay. Let's stand up. Increase our threat by 1 and our pursuit value by 2 to take us up to 14. We'll draw a card. It's a swordsman. You'd love to see it. Let's go ahead and spend 2 to drop a swordsman onto the table. Yeah, so this is better. This is a better start for us. I still think we need an answer for here, and we can stall out, I think, very slightly to do that. Right now, we would be defending for 3. He would be attacking for 5. So if he gets a shadow card or a boost card that adds 1, Sam would die, and I'm not willing to let Sam die. So I think there is a couple of options in the deck. We have Rosie, we have Sting, we have Ancestral Armor, we have Hasty Stroke. So there's a couple of options for us there, but I don't think we want to push right now. Okay. We're showing 3. Let's go 4, 7. We'll give the +1 defense to Sam. Or, no, we give it to Aragorn. Could we tank a hit on Aragorn? Yes, but we don't have the resources to ready him, and we need him to be ready so he can attack. So we have to deal 10 damage to him on 1 go. So this would be 3, 6, 7, 8. So nope, we cannot attack here. So we need some attachments. Yeah, we're not ready to push. This is a brutal combo. So we're gonna give the +1 here instead. If you watch the anime, just stick with it until season 2. Season 1. How long of an anime is it? Like one of the 700 episode animes, or is it shorter? 4, 7, showing 3. I'm good with that. A flip into win reveal. Each player must choose to either return an enemy engaged with them or reveal an additional encounter card. And we got the Isengard, your peril toughness 1, archery 2. Assign 3 damage among characters you control or reveal an additional encounter card. Team. All right, let's go. 1, 2, 3. And he has archery too. That's an insane card. I don't like that at all. Gross. So we quested for 7. We're showing 5. We'll place 2 here. We get a grievous wound here. I'm going to go ahead and Power of Orthanc to raise our threat by 2 to get rid of grievous wound. We have archery 2, which I think we have to place on Glorfindel. We'll engage and ready Sam. We'll defend for 3. 4 against his 3. It's +1. We take no damage. We'll swing him for 3, 6, which is just enough to take him out. Okay. This goes up by 2, so we go up to 16. Maybe that card where everyone wouldn't attack you would be a good thing to have in this deck. Alrighty, let's stand up. Warrior, alrighty. Pass out money. I think we need to use Gandalf to draw cards. Aragorn can defend for 2. He can take 3 damage off the attack. He needs to have resources in order to ready himself so that he can swing back on the next turn. Sam can only defend for 2, which means that he would be auto-killed by him. Nope, he could defend for 3 with a Arwen increase. I need to draw cards. Is this the turn I push? If I draw an Ancestral Armor with a Gandalf, it doesn't matter because I would not be able to play it. So I think I have to stall out, which is very scary because like the pursuit value is just going up. Hopefully I can get another sneak attack, maybe? Let's go 2 for a warrior. And we're showing 3. Let's quest for 4, 7. We'll go +1 here. 10? No, we'll back off on the swordsman. We'll go 7. We got the Wold. Each player draws a card when it's explored, so that's cool. 5, so we place 2 here. 1, 2. Go up to 11. I'll travel. We'll increase this to 19. because I want to explore that and draw a card. Draw into another Gandalf. Stand up. Increase threat to 35. Pass out money. That's cool. Part 7 is the second. What's the top rated manga of all time? I think we're just hanging out and kind of doing the same thing and just hoping to draw cards. So we got 7 there. We can go a little bit harder here to go to 10 because we have 3, 5. And then we would place 5. Yeah. So let's quest for 10. I'll flip into Peril Archery 1. Discard 1 card at random from your hand. He gets plus X threat until the end of the round, where X is the card's cost. Archery 1 is tough. Wait, how many are we at? 2, 4, 6, 8, 7. Roll a D10. 6. 2, 4, 6 is a sword that was broken. So we're at 4, 7, and we quested for 10. So we do clear here. We place 1 here. We get to draw a card, which is a Steward of Gondor. That helps because we can ready. Cool. Archery 1 is very sad. I think we go here on Aragorn. We'll engage. We'll ready Sam. We'll defend here. So it's a 4 to a 3. No shadow. And then we'll swing back in. We need to deal 4 damage, so we take him out. Okay. I think I started Hunter x Hunter. I think I watched a little bit of Berserk. Nice. Okay. This goes up by 2 to 21. We'll draw into a Light of Valinor. That's kind of exciting. We'll pass out some money. I'll spend 2 from Sam to play a Steward here on Aragorn. We'll spend 1 from Glorfindel to play a Light of Valinor. I think we draw cards here. 2, 4, 5 to play Gandalf. We'll draw into a Stargazer, Swordsman, Bill the Pony. We'll play Bill. So that's another health. That's nice. So now we can defend for 3 against the attack of 5. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 against the attack of 5. So we should survive an attack here, and we should survive an attack here. So worst case scenario, he comes down. We can do it. I don't want to do it this round because I need more resources to ready all my heroes so that I can attack back. So that being said, I don't think I want to play any of these other cards because I need the resources on Aragorn to ready my heroes. Though Glorfindel won't be exhausted. Sam will be exhausted if we quest with him. We also don't have to quest with him. That's kind of interesting. Like, could we just play another Swordsman, quest out, and be okay? Because all we would have to do is ready Aragorn. Or Sam. So if we attack with Glorfindel and Aragorn, that'd be 6 damage. He has effectively 4 defense, so that'd be 2 damage on him there. If Sam attacked, that'd be 1 more. It's so hard to kill him. So that'd be 3 damage. If we survive a second attack, which we should be able to. We should be able to survive 2 attacks. Then we can play Gandalf next turn, because we'll have 3, 4, 5 and deal 1 damage and be able to take him out next turn. Or do we just wait? If we wait, what does that get us? I guess more resources, more time. Let's wait. Let's go Stargazer. We'll exhaust Stargazer, and let's see what we got coming. Got a ring. Ring is nice. Glamdring is huge, actually. Okay. Rosie is really good as well. And Hasty... Okay, so we have all the answers coming. So if we can stall out for a couple of turns, we are fine. Okay. So what do we don't need Light of Valinor. I think Ring is fine. I think I want to go Rosie first. No, I guess Glamdring first, because if we draw into an orc, then we can draw into the next cards. Rosie first, or Glamdring first, Rosie, Hasty Stroke, Ring, then Light. So if we can stall out for a couple of turns, which I think will be kind of hard to do because our current threat is at 20, our chase value is at 21. If we can stall out for 1, 23, 25, 27, 29. So technically we could, and then we could take him out. We'll see. But okay. Well, that's good to know that all of that is coming. We're showing 3. Might as well quest for 4. Seven. We'll give +1 to Sam. $10. So that would place 7. Oh wait, no, hold on. Sorry, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 11. So we place 8 if we flip a 0. I'm good with that. So we're gonna quest for 11. The nice thing is that any point we can push. We're just kind of like trying to get ourselves ready for the push. Each character committed to quest gets -1. So we got 11, 10, 9, 8. So we're going to place 5 here to take us up to 17. And then we are going to increase this by 2. Gandalf's going to peace out. They're staying there. We'll stand up. This goes to 37. We'll draw Glamdring and pass out money. We'll spend the 2 resources here to play Glamdring on Glorfindel. So now if we get a orc, we can take it out and we can accelerate our way into getting like the other cards, and we don't have to roll up to 29. That being said, I don't actually think we will need... We don't need Ring. So I think we make the push next turn. Because next turn we will have Rosie on the table. We will have a lot of resources for Aragorn. Rosie can help Sam defend, and we shouldn't take any damage, or we'll take a damage or two. Next turn, then we would have a hasty stroke, and that would guarantee that we'd be well, actually, we'd just be able to defend with Sam again. We should have taken Rosie. We 100% should have taken Rosie first. But here we are. That's fine. Lord of the Rings! You recently got into it? Nice, Rolo. Dude, oh my gosh. Lord of the Rings is so good. I don't think I Stargazer. We're not going to Stargazer. Because we have 4 cards. So if we're able to draw a card off of Glamdring, we'll be able to take a look at one more card and we can do Stargazer whenever we want. Rolo, I'm so excited. What are you playing? You're playing the core set? You have any favorite heroes yet? Okay, let's go Glorfindel for 4. Arwen for 3. That's 7 to Sam here. Worst case scenario is we place 4. We won't flip over. It's a struggle to get the outer print stuff. 100%. Yeah, it's tough. It's really, really tough. Yeah, I know that they said that they reprinted what they considered like the better kind of content around it. There are a couple of cards that I really wish that they would reprint or print out like a errata or just like a pack of like player cards. Because like I feel like Glorfindel is one that probably should be in there and stuff. But yeah, sick. Let's go. What do we say? We're requesting for 4/7, showing 3. I'm okay with that. Flip into Snagga. Peril Archery 1. When revealed, discard 1 random card from your hand. Uh-oh. That could be bad. It's not the worst thing in the world. 2. Okay, perfect. That's fine. So we're showing 6. We quested for 7. We'll place 1. Archery 1. We'll throw that over here on Bill. Bill Nye, the science guy. We will engage, defend with Sam. So he's going to attack for 3. We're defending for a lot. Discard a non-objective attachment you control. It's going to be the Light of Valinor. We don't need Glorfindel to quest here. We will attack for 5, which is enough to take him out. He is an orc, so we get to draw Rosie, and our acceleration is feeling pretty good now. Rolo, you got the core Lord of the Rings campaign, all 3 books. That's what we're playing right now. We're in the first scenario of the Two Towers campaign. And one of the character packs. Nice. Yeah. The character packs are a really good product. You got nearly all the missing player cards from the... Oh, he did a print run for the missing player cards. Cool. Nice. I'm not going to bother getting out of print stuff. ALEP is still ongoing. I've heard really good stuff about ALEP. I think it's a shame they discontinued the digital game. That was a while ago, and it wasn't the same as the card game, right? Like, it had different rules, I believe. End of the round, we're going to increase to 38, draw into our hasty stroke, stand up. Let's do this, guys. All right, we got 1, 1, 3. Okay. Go ahead and spend 1 and 1 to play Rosie. We're going to... I guess worst case scenario, we can Galadriel's Greeting, but whatever we're going to draw, we'll probably draw that 44 threat orc when we push. We find Rosie also has a soak in her. That's cool. I don't think I realized that Rosie had 2 health, so we can soak an archery damage there. We don't have another great soak option. We can defend for 2. He's attacking for 5. That'd be 3. So we cannot soak on Aragorn. Well, we will have Ring. So next turn, we're blocking with Sam this turn. We actually should be able to block with Sam for every single attack. So if we don't take him out this round, that's fine. Yeah, cool. Have you played it, or are you just wishing that it was still around? Because I don't even know where I would go find. Was it like a CD? Was it like a disc game, or was it like on Steam? Champions is your main LCG addiction. Nice, you're in good company. Champions dev team would earn a lot of love from the community if they printed a Rada pack or even handled it included with Civil War and new expansion. Civil War would be a good place. Okay, it's a PS5. Cool, nice. Yeah, I think the errata pack, I would like them to offer it on print on demand. I don't think I want them to spend development time or development money to print erratas. It just, I don't know. I don't want them to take up spots in a campaign box because they're limited to like 292 cards or whatever. And so any errata would cut out like a modular set. And I think, at least my personal preference, I'd rather just have the mod set and stuff. Alrighty. We have to take this up to 25, which should be fine. Let's kick it. We could play Gandalf right now if we wanted to. We could draw cards, drop the ring over here. Gandalf could be our second defender because we're gonna need another defender for when it comes to the other orc that we grab. So let's go ahead and Stargaze real quick. Ring, Light, Steward, Test of Will, Sting. Interesting. Okay. Cryptozoic just includes a Rada card in their next set for free. Nice. That's cool. My weather's turned into a storm. Ah. I remember I opened DC Crisis 2 and Errata. That's nice. Yeah, I totally get the desire to want an errata pack. My personal preference is that I would just rather them have new cards and then not print the erratas if it's a this or that, which I think it is with FFG, just because they're limited to how many things that they can put in a pack. Now if they did a errata pack itself, I think that'd be slightly different potentially. But yeah. I'm gonna swap these two. I was gonna play Gandalf. I think I'm not. I think I'm gonna hold off on playing Gandalf until next round. Yeah, because we got a hasty stroke. We've got a defense of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we should be fine there, and we can defend again. Okay. If we take archery, the archery 1 guy, we should be good. So let's go ahead and quest. Let's go 3, give that defense to Sam. We're not going to quest with Sam. We can quest out this round though, right? I guess we could use the resources to ready Sam. Let's just count it up. So 3, these guys are 4 each. So that's 7, 11. This guy's a 3, so 14 showing 3. 14 showing 3, that puts 11 on, which would put us at 29. If we flip into a 4, that put us at 25, which would be enough, so I think we're good. I think 4 is typically the higher end of the range. So we should be fine. We also have +2 with Elrond's Council if we need it. Flip into Banks of Intuash. After any amount of progress is placed on Banks, increase the pursuit value by 1. Alrighty, so we got 6. We quested for, we said a 4 would be fine, so we're going to move on. Alrighty. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard power for a Uruk-hai enemy, reveals it, and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter. Why did I think that it was added? I don't know why I thought it was added or put into play engage with us. I would have quested with Sam. Anyways. think we're going to go with Hukalux Yurikai, just to get around the win revealed. We played through MCU games of Marvel Champions. Did turn some of the hero cards to Ash when he... I did get snapped. Yeah. The Weapon X-Pack was a good time, though. I wonder what the worst aspect cards are for Marvel Champions. Okay. X is the pursuit value after an enemy is defeated. Reduce the pursuit value by 1, and we cannot defeat the stage while Ukolok is in play. Alrighty. Okay. We're not going to travel. We will engage here, giving Sam +1. We will engage here. So, shadow cards. The Shadow Realm. Alrighty. We're going to defend with Sam. And he's defending against Yok for... Actually, we do get the +1 because we engaged here, so we do get the +1 even though he is at a lower cost threat. I was associating the same effect of Hobbit's Cloak with Sam, but it's fine. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 defense. Okay, 4 defense. We got a 5, no shadow effect. We also have an archery 1 here, which we're going to throw on Rosie. We're going to take the damage. We're not going to exhaust Rosie for this because what I'm going to do is use my action to ready Sam and then have Rosie attack into this guy. Why did... I exhausted pretty much everyone, didn't I? I guess I'll spend 2 to ready Sam. I will defend again for 4 against a 4. Shadow effect is discard a non-objective attachment you control. I'm going to spend 1 to hasty stroke that. So we don't do that. Then we're going to spend 2 to ready Sam. And let's attack for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Because we're adding, she's not attacking, we're adding to Sam. +3, which is enough to take him out. So that's super nice. And we'll get to draw a card from Glamdring. We get to reduce the pursuit value by 1. Goes down to 24. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. If we ready... No, we don't have enough attack to... we have 5, 6... which is not enough here. I was going to say, if we use the 2, can we ready and take out that guy? But we can't. I don't think it's too big of a deal that we can't. So, that's fine. Okay. We'll draw into a test of will. We'll increase our threat to 39. And we'll pass out money. Okay. So we're showing 3. Let's go 1 from Glorfindel to play a ring onto Aragorn. So Aragorn gets +3 hit points. I'm trying to figure out why I wouldn't just play Gandalf here. I guess I could play Gandalf next round and be fine, but what am I saving? These resources are for readying. So if I play Gandalf right now, I would not have enough resources to ready a hero, and I think I would like to maintain that flexibility so that I can defend multiple times if needed. So we're going to hang on to the resources. We also then can play a test of will and stuff. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and play 2 Elrond's Councils to reduce our threat by 6. It's going to take us down to 33. And then Sam, or I guess Arwen, gets +2. So she's going to quest for 5. We're going to give the +1 to Sam. And I think at this point we're just kind of looking to see how much progress we can place. So 5, we've got plus 4, that takes us to 9. We've got plus 4, which takes us to 13. We've got plus 4, which takes us to 17. We've got plus 3, which takes us to... Wait, hold on. No, I'm doing that math wrong. I think these are 5, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is also 4. So this takes us to 21. We may be able to quest out right here, actually. We're going to add 5 here. So that takes us to 26. We're showing 3. Let's go ahead and Glorfindel. Increase our threat by 1 to add 4. That takes us to 30. We're going to go Rosie for 33. And then we've got Bill for 35 total, which should be enough. We do have a test of will, so anything that comes out should be fine. Flip into, after he enters play, first player attaches one of the captives. He's a 4, so that's 7. So we go down to 28. We place 28 progress, which is enough so that we win the game. There you go. That was weird. It was such a weird pacing of the game because I felt like I had to stall out on the race because I did not have an answer for the guy who cannot be defended by allies. Also, we never lost an ally that entire game. Overcome by Grief is still in the staging area, which is wild. That's cool. Alrighty. If the pursuit value is 25 or lower, heck yeah, let's go. The players must choose... Actually, I think it is at 25 because I think I forgot to increase it last time. So still, choose one of the skill boons, Intimidation, Hands of a Healer, Forewarned, or Leader of Men and attaches it to a hero he controls. Or one player earns the boon Beyond All Hope, chooses a hero from the list of fallen heroes. That player... Okay, we don't have any fallen heroes. If a player controls more than 3 non-objective heroes, he must remove heroes. Yep. Does not incur... Okay, so we get to look at Hands of a Healer, Forewarned, Leader of Men, or Intimidation. So we got Leader of Men, attached to a noble hero. After the attached hero quest successfully exhausted, to add a resource to the resource pool. Intimidation, attached to a warrior. Is declared as the only attacker. Hands of a Healer, attached to a healer. Exhaust the attached hero in Hands of a Healer to heal up to 3 damage from a healer. And then Forewarned. Oh yeah, this is definitely it. Attached to a ranger hero because Sam has the ranger trait. After attached hero is declared as defender against a non-unique enemy, exhaust Forewarned, discard a shadow card. We can cut out staffs. This is a permanent staff that we can just have. So I guess like the only other one would be Leader of Men and attaching it to Glorfindel. I would much rather have Forewarned. Yeah, nice. FFG needs to print more Face of the Past. I think they always print however many you can include in one deck. Nice. Okay, so Sam's getting pretty sick. Sam now is able to, on turn 1, defend for 2 to 3 depending on the threat of that hero and discarding the shadow card. That's cool. Good stuff. Nice. Heck yeah. Oh, I love Lord of the Rings. It was such a weird pacing of a game. Huh. I like it. GG. Although it's permanent, isn't it discarded on use? No, it's exhausted. You exhaust this to discard a shadow effect. Putting together an Ironheart mental resource deck. Nice. Yeah. Very cool. Sweet. Thank you all so very much for watching. I'm going to be back on Friday playing some Final Girl. So we got the new promo stuff for Final Girl that we're going to be breaking out on Friday. So that's going to be pretty exciting. Is Friday the 13th? So today is Tuesday at 9, 10, 11, 12. No, it's the 12th. 10. Yeah, dang it. So close. That would have been fun. Friday the 13th, Final Girl Scream. Helm's Deep is next. Is it? I think, yeah, it is, isn't it? It's terrifying. Yep, we got Helm's Deep next. So your promo arrived today? Nice. Good. Very cool. Alrighty, so Friday at 10 a.m. we're gonna be playing Final Girl. Your promo Final Girl. Okay, that's what FG stood for. I was having a hard time with that one. I don't know why. I apparently need some food. And then next week we will be back to take on Helm's Deep. Helm's Deep is something. Nice. Thank you all so very much for hanging out. I appreciate y'all. We'll see you soon. Have a good one. Peace.